Good morning, class, and welcome to your virtual course, Math 111, Pre-Calculus Trigonometry. My name is Dr. Araipur. If you have a hard time pronouncing it, Dr. A is good enough. I have sent you several emails regarding the course, and I hope you've had a chance to explore the course. This is the home page of Canvas. And I have put them in an order that you just follow the numbers here. The very first one, there is a welcome message. I'm thrilled to have you here. I'm very happy, and I hope we have a great semester together. Number two, class philosophy. Basically, what the class philosophy is about is that the class is a community, and therefore we all have the same objective to learn. In short, we are all together. We want to help one another, and we do that with utmost respect. Then the third one was the announcements. The announcements are emailed to you, and they are available on Canvas. So let me put this in student view, and if you click on the announcements, I hope you've had them. First, I had a sort of a one old recorded orientation. The new one, I'm going to put it here too. So this is a recording of a previous semester, and the new one will be posted sometime today. Then welcome and orientation, telling you about the course and how and when we get together. And there were a couple of emails sent to you. Welcome to your virtual course. And ultimately, one of them was a week in advance. One of them was a couple of days ago. So going back to the home page after number 3, we have number 4. And here's the steps. First, I want to quickly go over on all of them. Then we spend some time on them. Number 1 is about the syllabus. And we want to explore all segments. Modules, again, notice on the left navigation bar, we have the home page, announcements, syllabus, modules, discussion, grade, so on and so forth. And Zoom meeting, of course. Under the Zoom meeting, it's important to know that, we have our meeting set up here, okay? In any event, going back to the home page, so syllabus, modules. Under the modules, we can find the practice test, the PowerPoints, and the solution to the practice test. Homework, which is done under the module in MOM, my open math, I'm going to refer to it as MOM. And also our exams. And by the way, everything is for free, you don't have to pay for anything. And we have the practice test and keys right under the modules. I'll show you discussion forum here. And of course, exams are taken under the modules in my open math. And of course, the student hours, office hours that are posted here. The time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10:50 to 12:30, and of course, the Zoom meeting. So that's the synopsis of that. Starting with the syllabus. And let me, for now, leave the student view. And whether I click on this one here or the syllabus on the left navigation bar takes me there. There are two things. One of them is the syllabus, one of them is the calendar. Instead of putting the calendar in the syllabus, I thought it was important to be separated so you can look at that. I'm gonna start with that. It's basically an Excel file, and it gives us the calendar of events, and it is telling us today is the first day of class. And what I want you to pay attention, a couple of things. Number 1, there is a mandatory introduction assignment to my open math, which is due this Friday, and then there is another one on Sunday. I'll show you when we go tomorrow. And on this right column, it tells you the sections that are being covered. And we're going to try to stick to that, schedule. We may go a tad slower or faster, But basically, if you ever miss a class, you can follow the calendar here. Going back to the syllabus, now, first, of course, welcoming you to the course, then the information about the course, the date of start to the end, section number, time, days of the week, the Zoom meeting. You're already here, you know how to get to the Zoom meeting. The information is here also under the Zoom of the Canvas. And so this is the information about the course. Then I have put the information in this format in case you want to look for something specific. For example, you want to look for the calendar, you can click on that, or technical support and so forth. So in short, let's spend a couple of minutes going over that. The course goal and the material, basically just learning trigonometry. The text, and I'll show you, it's OpenStax, it's free. You can access it right from here or through MOM. Either way makes no difference. And the digital platform that we use is called My Open Math, also called for short MOM. Everything for free. Here's the calendar and the date of the exams. For example, in the first exam is in about 3-4 weeks, and that's the date. Now, although we meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've set up the exams to take place on Saturdays. Okay. There is no proctorial. I believe we are all adults. We are all here to learn, and you have maybe 90 minutes, 2 hours, depending on the exam. I will send you the information to take the exam. You can take it sometime before the expiration. It expires at 11:59 p.m. and you want to give it a few hours in advance. Otherwise, it'll be late and too tired to take the exam. And then we have important dates, calculators. You may use a graphing calculator for this course. However, during the exams, it may not be allowed, okay? And no other electronic device, including cell phones, allowed. We have the tech support for My Open Math. We have the tech support for Campus. Pay attention in case there is a question. There's a math tutorial center, and we have their website. And this is probably very important to everyone, I assume, the grading policy. Exams, there will be 4 of them. Each one is 100 points. Homework, 300 points. And homework, the way I've set it up, as long as it's done before the due date, you get full credit for it, and it doesn't matter how long it takes you to finish it. You finish it in one sitting, or it takes a couple of sittings, it doesn't matter. And the final is comprehensive and 300 points. Although the final is comprehensive, it's basically, if you, based on previous exams, if you study the previous exams, you're fine. Now, there's no makeup exam unless you let me know in advance if there is a proper documentation. You get that. But remember, all the exams are set up for Saturdays, so you should be fine. Also, the lowest exam grade before the final may be replaced by the final, as long as the following is true. The final score must be at least 80% B or better. Homework grades are really, really high. That means you spend a lot of time on your homework, 95% or higher. And the result is that if I change that grade, then you get a higher letter grade. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose. And again, the synopsis of this grading policy, again, it's here. Of course, A is 90%. That means 900 points or more. B is 80%. That means 800 points or more. And the reason I've set up a point system, because at any given point, you can add them up. So more information about the test and makeup policy. CSULB 36. I find this very interesting. And there's a website on that. And the bottom line is that for a 16-week semester, they believe you need to spend 3 times the number of units. So if we have a 3-unit course, you need to spend 9 hours outside the class to master the course. So 9 hours minimum is needed for this 3-unit course. Dropping policy, you really want to follow the withdrawal policy. I will follow that as well. And there's more information about that on this website. There are other things, academic affairs, monthly calendar, key dates and deadlines, and again, plagiarism, CSULB commitment. So there's a lot of information here. I went over the main part, and I think grading policy, for example, would be one of the most important things. Basic needs, summary steps to success. So as far as this part, just read your notes. I mean, we're gonna have a PowerPoint, you read your notes, do the problems in your notes, and make sure, see the examples that we put up, and I do it for you. You really want to try them again to be on the safe side. And then studying the lecture PowerPoints and creating a formula sheet, maybe index cards. I want to emphasize in this part. If you create maybe 1 or 2 index cards per lecture, you really should be in good shape, okay? After going through the lecture and knowing the details, and of course doing the examples and the homework, which is of course through a digital platform. And again, office hours are posted again here, and that is the synopsis of the syllabus going back to the home page of Canvas. The next thing is the modules. I can click on the modules here, or I click on the modules here. So I'm going to show you what you find under the modules. The very first thing is this MOM, my Open Math, and I basically go over that in a moment. Let me put this in a student mode, and I'll show you something. When you click on this class, this is where you register with your digital platform. It will ask you for the information. If you have an account, you put your username and password. I'm going to assume you don't, so you create an account just like anything else, and then you enter my Open Math, and I will show you when the time comes. I'll go over that with more details. Okay, so going back to the modules, and let me just close this one. There's something. All right, so going back to the modules, the next thing we find, I've called it prerequisite module, PowerPoints, and exam review recordings. What do you find here? I have the algebra review, algebra review practice homework, recorded practice test lecture exam reviews, and pre-calculus trigonometry PowerPoints review. What are those? I want to make sure you understand this is an amazing resource. Number one, this is the algebra review. So I have this in the form of a PowerPoint. Of course, it's going pretty fast. You can download that. I have the synopsis of everything you need for this course before the course starts. That's why I called it algebra. If you're comfortable with algebra, you don't need that. The next one is like a practice homework. You don't have to worry about that. You can try it on your own. I'm going to leave it for you to explore that. I want to go over the last one and then the recorded one. The last one, there are 4 chapters of review. Do you need all of them? No, but it is available in case. So what are those? Those are various PowerPoints about complex numbers, quadratic functions, circles, you name it. So everything you need as the prior knowledge of mathematics is here. So I'm going to repeat algebra review homework, and this last one, pre-calculus PowerPoint. What is this one? This is the lectures that are being recorded. So right now, if you click on it, right here, this one, it takes you to my YouTube channel. And the first section is 5.1. Never mind the number. So those are the video lectures of all the PowerPoints we've done, and I will create new ones. If you miss any of the sessions, you can always watch this. Recorded practice test. So going back to the modules. So this second module, which says prerequisite module, the third one is the recorded practice test. Now, again, what I'm going to do here, this is the recording that we have currently, and I'm going to create one more for the new stuff. But practically they are going to be the same, okay? Going back to the modules. What is module 1? So what you're concerned with, by the way, exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4 modules, they're practically the same. So I'm going to cover one of them. And at the end, also I have TI calculator command. This last one is also a resource class. So if you're interested in seeing the commands of the, for example, calculators such as a TI calculator, although we do have online calculators, and I'll show you how to get them and access them online for free. So what we are concerned with is this, and I want you to pay attention to what happens here. Number 1, I have this one, and look at this one. This says PT practice test. This is the synopsis of what you need to do well in the first exam. This is the one that you either download into your computer, or print it. This is the synopsis of the first exam, and all you have to do on a daily basis, do 1 or 2 questions, just 1 question per day. Imagine you do just 1 question per day. After the lecture, maybe you notice, okay, you can do 1 and 2. Okay, you do those 2 questions. So I hope everybody is clear. So what we find here, where it says exam 1 module, the first one would be the practice test. What is the third one? I'm going to go over the second one in a minute. What is the third one? Is the solution to that. And please, don't the key to that. The only thing you want to do after you do 1 or 2, then check with the key, make sure they are correct. If not, you have to reattempt it, or ask me, or come to the office hours, and I'll be more than happy to go over that. So here's the practice test. Here's the key to practice test. Where do we find it? Each exam module, exam 1 module. See, if you look at exam 2 module, has the same thing, the first one and the third. So the first one is the practice test. The last one is the key to that. What is the second one? And I want you to pay attention to this one because sometimes students don't see that. You don't have to write anything when we go over the exam, when we go over the lectures, except, and I'm going to explain it to you. So what do you find here? You find the PowerPoints that are covered in two formats, PDF file and PowerPoints. If you have access to PowerPoints, you can put that, download it, and then put it in slide mode. So when you click on it, what I want you to see is this. Everything that you need is there. Okay, you don't have to write anything. I'm going to go back to the top again. So it starts. It gives you definitions. Of course, these are when you put them in slide mode, it's not the whole page. Okay, class. It's sort of paragraph by paragraph, line by line. You don't have to write anything. Put that in your computer, download it, or however that works out for you. So what do you have to write? You want to be all ears, you want to be learning. When we hit the examples, now you see the questions, but you don't see the solutions. We are going to go over the solutions step by step. You go to the next page, again, example, the same thing. Then we have some definitions. You don't have to write anything. And then example, we go over that with detail. So I hope everybody's clear, and I can't emphasize this enough. When we are going to have the lecture as of next time under, for now, the first one, module one, exam one module, this one, the second one has everything you need. You don't have to write any definitions. You don't have to write any proofs. You don't have to write any examples. What do you write? Step by step solution to the examples. What is the purpose of that? Is to save you time, and therefore you can concentrate on learning. I hope everybody can see what I mean by that. And you don't have to worry about the exam two module. By the time we finish exam one module, you'll be fine. And again, remember, before that, we have the prerequisites and the recorded practice test lectures. And this is the one you are going to register today to get started with your homework. I'm going to go back to the home page. So we covered the syllabus and the modules, and I'll show you the homework again under the my open math practice test key. I want to show you the discussion forum. Again, you can click on it here or on the left navigation bar discussion. So this time I'm going to click it here. I want to show you something. Under the discussion forum, you have two things. Number one, student bios. I appreciate, I put something of mine, okay, as a sample, and I appreciate if you put your student bio so your fellow students get to know you. If anybody wants to write a comment for a fellow student, that'd be fantastic. But please, just respect and nothing else. You're more than welcome to put a comment for each other. So this is the first one, student bios. The second one is FAQ, frequently asked questions. In case something comes up, as it has happened in the past, and I find it that everybody can use it, I put them under this. So before you ask any questions, please, I have only a few of them, okay? For example, where do I find the exam pass? Every exam has a password. It will be sent to you, and you can find it under the announcements, okay? When the time comes, of course, okay? Other things are important are here, for example, how to use math editor, okay, course ID. Do I need a course ID? No, there is no need for a course ID. Why not? Because in order for you to register for my open math, when I say course ID for mom, you go under the module and you click on this and you start registering. That's all. So going back to the home page, we covered everything. And as I mentioned, here's the office hours posted here. So what I want to do now, after you register with mom, my open math, it takes you to your digital homework. So what do we see here? Here's the home page of MOM, my Open Math. And the very first thing is mandatory assignment, introduction to my Open Math. What this does, it just gets you ready to work with my Open Math. That's why I put it at the top. And notice it's due in a couple of days, everybody. It has to be done. It has to be started today. So basically, it's very simple. It tells you, how to deal with my Open Math. So for example, it says enter this number, just the way it is, 99.6197. Now enter this number, rounded to the nearest hundreds. So hundreds is 1. So I put 99.6. Now next to it, 1. Next to it is 9, so 1 goes up to 2. Because it says hundreds, the second decimal. 1 changes to 2. Divide by 0. You can't divide by 0. So if you click on it, it's undefined. They're going to use DNE, does not exist. So if I submit the question, class, notice what happens. It check marks for me, meaning I have it right. But if I made a mistake, all I have to do, click up here, get a similar question, and I can do it again. I get a similar question as many times as I want, a few times, until I get this right, and I'm done. I go to the second question and the third question and so forth. So as you go through the process, class, something comes up and you don't have time to finish it. If you click on done, what happens? It shows one question is done right and the grade has been registered for you. The rest are unattempted. You can come back and resume it or you can exit. So I'm going to exit for now, but anytime I click on this, anytime I click on it, before the due date, it's available for me. And that's what I mean. When you do the homework, there is no time limit, as long as it's done before the due date. Now, the second one I want to go over, it's called algebra review. And again, this is required algebra. And these two, by the way, we don't have, a late pass for it, because we do have late pass for some of the assignments. And this is designed to assist you in revisiting fundamental algebraic concepts, ensuring a solid foundation as you embark on the trigonometry course. And it's time sensitive. So if you click on this, again, the same thing, look at the due date. As long as it's done before the due date, you're fine. And it starts with something very basic. What I want you to notice is this. Okay, find the slope of this line shown in the graph. This is a vertical line. I hope you remember how this thing works. The vertical lines, the slope is undefined or does not exist. Remember, the slopes can be positive, can be negative. In the case of a vertical line, it doesn't exist. In the case of a horizontal line, it's 0. The slope is 0. So, for example, if you submit this question, it check marks. If you submit this question, it check marks. And then so on and so forth. Then the next question, line 1, we have 2 pairs. Line 2, we have 2 pairs. We want to find the slope. Rise over run. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So this is really everything you have seen. But here's what I want you to notice. Let's say I forgot this question, right? Take a look. There is a video here. So some of the questions, many of them, I should say, have the videos. If any of them you forgot, you go with the video. So this one has a video. This one has 2 videos. So I hope you appreciate that. And we have 40 questions, but trust me, you do those 40 questions and you go through the video and you feel comfortable with it. And I'm going to click done, by the way. Notice again, it shows that I've done a couple of questions and they are correct. The rest of them are not done. I can resume or exit. And anytime I come back before the due date, it will add the points that I'm going to receive. So these two have to be done immediately. This is done so you know how to deal with mom. This is done in order to make sure your algebra is fine, because the very first lecture will be trigonometry. So you got to start with these two immediately. So by the time we come back on Thursday, you're fine. Now, you don't have to worry about the exams yet, but exams can be found here. Okay. And as of now, you don't have to worry about that. But again, I put it at the top because I don't want anybody to get confused looking for the exam. So I'm going to close this up for now. Then we have information about trigonometry. Welcome to pre-calculus trigonometry. Then look at the calendar here. I want you to pay attention to what happens here. First and foremost, this IA, Introduction to My Open Math introductory assignment, is due immediately in a couple of days. And then this is the algebra review, which is supposed to be taken care of immediately. And then look at the exam date. And right before the exam dates, we have a bunch of homeworks. I want you to pay attention to this. Please, please do not try to do all the homework the day before the exam. You won't be able to finish it. Anytime I finish a section, you do the homework. Why did I put all of them here? Because in the past, I've had cases that students would say, okay, I don't have time, I have to work and I can do it on the weekends. So instead of reactivating it, I decided to put all of them due the day before the exam. Again, the day before each exam, all of your homework is due. Please do them on a daily basis. If you wait till then, not only you will not learn, you're going to have a hard time with the exam. Then we have, I want to show you what we have here. Just module 0, which is resources, I'll show you. Module 1, module 2, module 3, and module 4. So what is module 0? Let me quickly show you. Module 0 has the text. So these are various formats. If I click on the text, this is a free text. Okay. And basically the trigonometry starts from chapter 5, everybody. So it's free. And you don't have to purchase anything. Okay. What else I have there besides the PDF format and so on? Again, you don't need to purchase anything. Everything is available online. Look at these calculators, online calculators, everybody. So you don't have to purchase anything. You can use the calculators online for free. How do you use a late pass? Please try not to use a late pass, but I've set it up for some of your homework. Again, specifically not the first two, specifically not for the exams. But if you have to use a late pass, it has to be done before the due date. And you have a few of them. It shows how to do that. How do you review your assignments? Basically, you click on your grade and it opens up in a review mode. More free online calculators. Okay. Desmos, for example, is this one is a scientific calculator, which is free. Okay. So we have various online calculators. There is a video explaining how to use that. Again, to me, I think students shouldn't pay for anything, and I hope this is truly helpful. So going back again, I'm going to close up this. Module 0 is nothing but various resources, everybody. So explore that, whatever that you need from there, so be it. Otherwise, you don't need that. What about module 1, 2, 3, 4? For now, just concentrate on module 1. See what you find under module 1. We start with the chapter of interest. It gives us the learning objective. Starts with the section of interest, in this case, the first section. Again, remember, we are going to have a PowerPoint, we're going to have a lecture, but what else is available to you? We have the video lessons. There are so many of them, and none of them is long, by the way. If you miss anything, if you look at the PowerPoints, that's not, you need more information. If you watch the recordings and you need more information, maybe you can watch the videos here. Then what happens? We have video assignment. In this case, there are two of them, video assignment 5.1 and then 5.1b, and then the assignments. So start with the video assignments. Some of them have a couple of video assignments, some of them have one, and maybe a couple of them don't have any. So you start with the video assignment. So all you have to do, watch this video, which takes really a couple of minutes, either answer the question, or sometimes they just ask you, did you watch the recording? Yes, I did. Okay. And so it says, what is the relationship here? One of them is, one angle is 16 degrees. One of them is 74. And I hope you remember from algebra, when they add up to 90 degrees, we call them complementary. When they add up to 180 degrees, we call them supplementary. So again, the same thing. If I submit the question, it tells me check mark means I'm right. If I'm wrong, I just get a similar question. And then I go to the next one. There's another video I watch and then I answer. I hope you see that by watching these videos, practically, I may not even have to go back to my PowerPoint recordings. So when I'm done, well, again, in the middle of the work, something comes up, I can't finish it. I'm going to click done. And again, it shows that I got something right and the rest are not done. And I have a choice of resuming or exiting. So if I exit, I can come back and do it anytime before this due date. Then I do the next one. Then I do the actual assignment. And I'm done with that section. I hope you see how easy it is. Then I move on. Look at the next section. Same thing. Some videos. One video assignment. And then the actual assignment. So that's how easy this thing is going to be. So let me quickly recap. Here's the home page of Canvas. There was a welcome message, class philosophy. The announcements you can click on right here or here. There have been a few announcements so far. Then we went over the syllabus, modules. Under the modules, we can find a lot of things, and I'm going to quickly show you again. The office hours, the discussion forum has student bios and frequently asked questions. Under the modules, at the bottom, we have the TI calculator information. At the top, with this one, we are going to register for MOM, My Open Math, which is our digital platform. This module, which is called Prereq, I have the algebra review, in essence, algebra review, 3 of them. This one is a recorded practice test. This is my YouTube channel, everybody. So my YouTube channel, maybe I even change the order just to make sure it's fine. And what is this exam 1 module? First, we have the practice test. Last, we have the key to practice test. In the middle, we have all the PowerPoints where we can download them. You don't have to write anything until you get to the examples where we do them step by step. So going back to the home page, I hope everybody is okay with what we said, and I'm sure we will have a great semester together. I wish you all best of luck and happy studying, everybody.